My name is Nathaniel Gates. I am the chairman and founder of SanctifAI, and we're going to take a minute to take a look at our platform and how we can integrate with your agentic workflows. SanctifAI has been around for a while, but known as Legion prior. Legion has been a data labeling platform and work distribution platform that does data services for AI and ML teams, and we've worked for some of the largest companies in the world doing fantastic and cool work around model development. Going forward, our vision is really to integrate at the agent level and to integrate with teams that are building agentic workflows where human intelligence and machine intelligence can interact natively. And we do that through a couple different integration mechanisms. One is human as a model, or we like to call it HaaM. Human as a model allows us to just swap out the existing LLM within your langchain applications or within your LLM applications with 3 lines of code, just changing the location of the language model, the base URL, obviously swapping out OpenAI's key or the key that you're using with the SanctifAI key, and then finally to choose the workforce. So instead of a list of models, it's a list of configured workforces that you have available to your organization. With those 3 lines of code, you can be up and running immediately. Alternatively, you can use SanctifAI as a tool for your agents, where the agents can choose to reach out to SanctifAI and human intelligence if the need arises. For example, if something is generated that requires compliance, or if escalation is required and the agent wants to escalate that to a human waiting to deal with that sort of thing, it is a tool available for the agent. And there's a number of different use cases that each of these integrations lend themselves to. Once the request comes into SanctifAI and it's tied to a specific workflow ID, it populates that task in our work distribution portal. Workers within the work distribution portal are able to see the work that they are approved to be able to see, work that they've passed the training for, and they've demonstrated both initial and ongoing excellence in their output. And they can see all the work, and they can select the work, and then they can work on the individual task templates. Task templates themselves are eminently customizable, whether it's just free text or there's a form data entry, or maybe you have a custom React control you need to show to a worker. We can do all of that and then stream the response back to the language model into the chain, exactly like a language model would. So let's take a look at this in action, and you can see how easy it is to get human intelligence into your applications. So here's a chain right here. In this chain, we have a caption being generated from an image that is being sourced. We have OpenAI creating a caption, and we have a second model that's reflecting on the caption that was created by the first and adding any feedback. We all know in agentic workflows, being able to reflect on the work of a previous agent is a bit of a hack to be able to give fuller context to the question that you're starting with. And that then is reviewed by another inference bot that can determine whether or not that was a positive reflection feedback, or if it needs to be sent back. And if it's sent back, then the loop begins, and that the content generation, the reflection happens any number of times until everyone is happy with what's going on. So here in this case, we'll fire this off. The image is being generated, caption is being generated, the reflection happened. In this case, it passed the approval test, and a final answer was generated and then sent to the database. And it can continue running with additional images. So in this case, let's go ahead and change our requirements now. And so we want the reflection and the validation to happen from a human and not from a machine. So literally all we do now at this point is we change out the parameters of the language model. So this, again, we call HaaM, human as a model, where we would swap this out. We would swap what our credentials are, and we would swap what the endpoint is from OpenAI. We'll switch that to HaaM.sanctifai.com. And obviously, you'll have to set up your credentials and have both a workflow ID and a API key. But once you have those, you'll be able to see the workforces that have been pre-configured for your organization. So in this example here, we have 2 onshore and 2 offshore workforces pre-configured. So we'll do an offshore basic workflow. that obviously can be tied to the very specific nature of that task. Again, you could have multiple tools, one for advanced and one for basic, and let the agent decide which worker pool to engage based off of the query. Lots of different examples for how that can be configured. But literally all we did was change that endpoint and put our own API key in there, but we didn't change any of the structure. None of the prompting got changed. None of the templates got changed. And now we fire it off. An image is captured and a caption is created. And instead of OpenAI seeing that, now it's being captured by SanctifAI. Now we're in the worker portal. We see the image here. We see the caption, nature's dramatic landscape carved in stone where cliffs meet horizons. That just looks wonderful. And I see the instructions that are given to me and then what my feedback is. And I'm going to go on a limb and say, I think this is Tuscany. Please rewrite this. Focusing there. So I'll fire that off, and that's my feedback. As a human, I have the right to have my own feedback, and obviously that failed the approval test, and so went back to the caption generator here, and that caption is being rewritten, and now it goes back and queued in for human input. And this can be routed to the same human if we want to do that, or it can be routed just to a human pool. It can also be routed to multiple humans if we want to compare their answers for consensus before moving forward. There's many different ways that we have for generating very high quality in the output. I can see all the previous transcript of what happened, and now I see the new prompt that was made. Discover the timeless beauty of Italy's heartland, where craggy cliffs meet rolling vistas. That's fantastic. I'll go ahead and say that looks great and send that on. And the validator takes a look at the human feedback then and then passes it on. And so you see there that we just completely swapped out the intelligence in this step of the langchain with a human model. We could do that as a tool as well, just as easily, where an agent has the ability to determine whether or not to send this to a human and whether or not to send this to a machine for inference or reflection. But hopefully that gives you an idea of how easy it is to bring human intelligence into your existing langchain applications without heavy development. We would love to know more about your project. We currently are on a wait list for companies that want to integrate. You can go to our website at www.sanctifai.com and join that wait list. We have some files that you can download and start playing with that would allow you to see the agent code as well as the human as a model. But we'd love to know more about your project, and we're excited to see what the future holds with agentic workflows. And we know that humans are going to be a part of it, and we're excited to be there to help. Thanks a lot, and we appreciate your time.